I wasn't about to let that get me down. I was trying to enjoy me another birthday, which was coming up. Bonkers and I were up and down, but at this time, we were doing okay though. And I will always remember how much I thoroughly enjoyed going to see Pitbull perform in Jersey City for the 4th of July.
You on the game.
I was singing his songs for weeks straight, you hear me? Now, if I didn't pay attention to the signs before, I should have known now that she couldn't be trusted for letting me wear them wigs like that. Now, I told y'all, I wasn't no wig connoisseur, okay? So easy on me. I wanted the so-called convenience of not fighting with my own hair when I didn't have braids or something. And I also dreaded going back and forth to the Bronx for braids, but should have anyway because I did love my hair braider in Jersey's respectful manner, but it didn't hit the same. All I knew how to do was take my ass to work, get my monies, buy what I wanted and needed, spoil you minds, and was giving the rest away, honestly. Y'all, I hated that wig with a passion, especially the little baby hairs. They just wasn't hitting. But my B-day came and I said, yeah, let me go get some inches or something. And she took me to Shaq's Theater for my birthday, plus had some candles and dinner set and ready at the crib. That was cutesy. Eventually, we were back off again and it was bad. My mom is also a chef with her own catering business, and she had some events that she needed help with, so I locked in and would head back to New York to help and also get that peace of mind, you know? Plus, some of her good cooking. Y'all, she be snapping in the kitchen for real. I always encourage people to try it because you haven't even had good food until you did. Unfortunately, by then, Butter had also gotten sick badly again, which she already was due to old age, her being highly susceptible to illnesses because of her mixed breed, and she had a neurological disorder that would cause her to seize. It wasn't the best last memories at all. The issues were practically dormant until some time had passed, and it was definitely a drastic change. I remember us taking her out on her park date, and she was having herself a time, running through the grass, being free as a bird. The people enjoyed her. She was strolling near the sprinklers, and she was very well behaved. I love her so much. I wish I had taken more pictures. It's just something about when I'm in overprotective mode or when I'm being mindful of my surroundings, I do not have that phone out at all. On the way back, she literally started seizing out of nowhere. And this was the first time she did while she was there, so I was confused. I thought she was better at that point, honestly. I could tell the difference in her moods and her older age, but nah, this was different. I was losing my mind, you hear me? I picked her up and was crying my eyes out. We got her inside. I started searching for vets and what to do on YouTube University. There was a woman who suggested beer hugs as she does for her husky, and I would do that while talking to her. It would work for a while, but her health was declining before my eyes and rapidly. The vet prescribed her medicine. I had to get her diapers for her involuntary releases and also had to get a fence to block her from hitting her head on the kitchen walls and getting stuck because she would run and hit and slide her head on the walls as if she was trying to get the problem out herself. She had even started growing lesions after some time, and they got slimy. She was pooping blood and all. The vet didn't know what the actual issue was, but suggested he keep her, and the cost was actually higher than we had combined at the time. By August, it was a wrap. I would keep her bed nearby whenever I slept just to keep tabs on her. One day, I got up and I went to the bathroom, and something told me to search for her to be euthanized to stop her pain. As I searched, I noticed a lot of crematoriums were popping up, and I was sad to consider any of this, but Spirit said it had to be done. I called out to Bonkers from the bathroom and asked if Butter woke up as she was in the living room playing a game right next to her. She said no, she's still asleep, so that comforted me for a second because I hated to see her up and suffering. I came out the bathroom to check on her, and y'all, my baby was gone, cold and stiff, as if I wasn't stressed enough. This had begun to break me down. This was my first time having to pick up a deceased animal, and I was so scared, but for her, anything. I fought a group of boys for that pup. There was nothing I wouldn't do. I put my baby in her pink tutu dress, wrapped her in her cheetah print pillowcase, and put her in her doggy bag. We took her to get cremated, and that was it. My baby was officially gone, y'all. I was an emotional wreck and would encourage Bonkers to go to church with her mom when she asked because maybe that's what we needed. We would all go and get those good words and energy though, praying for better days. I used to enjoy my time with her mom a lot too. I had also started training to get my job license in Jersey. September was such an emotional roller coaster for me, being that my baby was gone now. Our anniversary was the 2nd, and we went out, of course, but could feel the detachment from all the arguing and fighting just seeping in. Honestly, in my opinion, although she presented herself as a masculine, I still respected her womanhood, but felt as if she was very emotionally unintelligent. She really had the mind and energy of a dominant masculine to me, and it was becoming unbearable. My grandfather's heavenly birthday is also on the 7th, and to know me is to know he was my best friend. A huge part of me been gone since he left, honestly. And now, a couple of days later, on 9/11 to be exact, my baby's ashes came and it felt so real now. I was never seeing my fur baby again. I had to do what I had to do and keep myself occupied. I had completed all necessary courses and landed the job out there. Now, the crazy part was I had to go to the South Bronx where their headquarters was to get the job, and because of that, I was getting taxed twice, and I feel like they were scamming people for real. I was now officially hired, but I didn't start until October. Anyhow, I appreciated the convenience because now I could take the bus straight there or even cab it if necessary, because I was definitely pulling those doubles, being that I was close to what was home at the time. The job wasn't really hard, but some of the people did make it tedious because they were rude, which was mostly the racist ones. I used to give them my ass to kiss right back though, in the most professional manner. I earned my stripes and respect over there quick. My second day there, and a bird had flew into the window of the booth while I was on the phone with my mother. I didn't know what it was, but I saw feathers and was so confused. Trigger warning because I'm going to show the picture of it after the madness occurred. Sorry y'all, but stay with me. I slid the door open and saw it panting, so I went to grab some water for it to try and wake it up. There was this rude guy that had already gotten on my nerves earlier that day, who drove back up to the booth, speeding, and ran over the bird. Y'all, I was so sad. I Googled the spiritual meaning of a bird hitting your window and was even more upset now because he just slayed my spiritual wake-up call, you turd. I felt so bad for the baby bird, and by this time, I had also grew the valor to pick up deceased animals after Butter's passing. Dead mice don't count to me. I'm from the bricks, y'all, please. Some experiences were getting wilder by the day. I even saw a groundhog walking around midday in October. Bruh, crazy. I heard that meant it might be rabid too, so, I had to stay clear. I swear this moment in time was truly the beginning of my awakenings. The only part that ticked me off was the fact that I had to work in booths where there were no fridge or microwaves for us. So meal prepping was a blow because I would have to force myself to eat earlier than I cared to sometimes. When it was cold or snowing, I would sit my drinks outside the booth to stay cold. That was my little refrigerator. Luckily for them, I love iced coffee more than the hot ones anyway. The good part, but also monetarily strenuous side, was that there was some food trucks that used to come there faithfully, and some had really good food. They were cool too, because we all, from security to the loading dock staff, truck drivers, even personnel, would make them some coins. So they blessed us, and it was highly appreciated because a lot of the food I tried was really good out there. Another thing I couldn't stand about those directors is that they didn't allow us to go into the building to utilize the restroom. But I definitely made an issue about that because we were subject to a porta potty, and sometimes it was dirty as hell. I was sick and tired of having to clean that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not y'all maid. Straightening up and a little sanitizing, cool, but some shit was beyond me, literally.